You are taking a live look at the Space and Rocket Center. Today, officials there said they need $1.5 million to stay open. They're asking the community to help, and donations are already pouring in.
You saw it live on Way 31 News. Midday, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center said it needs $1.5 million, or the Rocket Center will close in the fall, and Space Camp won't reopen next spring. The center said it already laid off or furloughed 90% of its employees because of coronavirus pandemic. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Naja Sherman. Way 31 Sydney Martin is live outside of the Davidson Center this afternoon.
She joins us after learning more about the danger of the center closing. Sydney?
Dan, Naja here at the Space and Rocket Center today. The center launched this GoFundMe campaign. In the last 5 hours, it's raised nearly $160,000, and the center told me they hope donations keep pouring in.
We have enough funds right now by bank loans to get us to October.
Tuesday morning, U.S. Space and Rocket Center CEO Luis Ramirez explained coronavirus forced the center to lose the majority of the revenue, making it hard to keep the doors open.
Right now, our line of credit is $3 million, of which we burned through $2.5 million. They've given us another lifeline of another 1.25. On top of that, we've spent $2 million of our own money just to get to this point.
With NASA working to get man back on the moon, the chairman of the Alabama Space Scientific Exhibit Commission said closing the museum and Space Camp will impact the support for NASA.
Will it affect NASA in some way? Sadly, I think the answer is yes. While we don't belong to NASA, but we educate the public, and we educate the citizens who are needed to support NASA.
In the meantime, the center told me it's hoping to receive some funding in the next CARES Act package from the government.
We are still working hand in hand with the state and the local government, the cities, to ask for help.
The center told me if it does not raise that $1.5 million by October, that the state could come in and take over the center and try to get them back on their feet, but it's really unsure right now. We've posted a link to that GoFundMe account on our website, waytv.com. Live in Huntsville, Sydney Martin, Way 31 News.
Thank you, Sydney. Now let's take a look at the numbers. Like Sydney said, the museum is approaching the end of its credit line. The Rocket Center says it lost 2/3 of its usual revenue so far. In addition to cutting 90% of its staff, it was unable to employ its usual 700 part-time workers. According to recent economic impact studies, it generates roughly $120 million in annual revenue for the state. So what happens if it doesn't raise the money? Officials say they are still working closely with state and local government officials to get help. If they have to close, the museum would most likely be passed off to the state. It would work with remaining staff on how to keep it open. Right now, the state has limitations on how it spends federal coronavirus relief money. Under the current CARES Act rules, state money couldn't go towards the Space and Rocket Center.
Today, the chair of the museum's Education Foundation said their mission has always been to empower children through Space Camp. In total, more than 1 million children have visited Space Camp since it was founded. He said the program isn't just valuable to the kids, though, but to the city as a whole.
We're not just fighting to save a museum and a kids' camp here. We're fighting to save Huntsville's Statue of Liberty.
He said the staff hates that they're at the point of having to ask for donations, but he said, quote, failure is not an option. The Save Space Camp campaign started at $0 this morning. Now it's up to more than $157,000. You can find a link to donate on our website, waytv.com. It's included in this article with today's announcement.